as well as outside of the study. So I'm looking forward to spending this time with you, relaxing in the warm, peaceful, quiet calm of our little space here in the ether. I've got a book today that we can look at together and enjoy the sounds. This book is called Get Lost in Paris, Sydney, and London by Fred Van Dalen. So for some nice sounds, I'm going to use this wooden pen, but I won't dip it in any ink, just so we can get the nice sounds. Listen to that. Or we can use the wood. I also have a paintbrush. I like brushes. I'm a bit shy about my hands because I do a lot of water sports and they take a bit of beating. But you can see them and I don't mind. But you can hear the brush, the bristles. It's even got a little bit of paint left on it. And the wooden handle. Let's see what it sounds like on the mic. Hard and soft. And we'll try to ignore my neighbor who is addicted to power tools, because it's just you and me here in the study to forget the outside world and all of the stresses that it brings. And as we open this book, we're going to get lost in another world together. Welcome to this travel guide with a difference. Most of the maps and travel guides seem all the same to me. They show you the streets and maybe a few landmarks, but they don't show you what you're really likely to see. The traffic, the people, oh, and the elephants, of course. We do love the elephants. Visiting a new city can sometimes feel like being dropped into the middle of a maze. You need to be able to work out alternative routes if the most obvious one is blocked by runaway bulls, or an enormous centipede, or an angry alien, or of course T-Rexes. Personally, I was in just such a situation in Naples when I was going somewhere following my map, and my route was blocked by a rather large political demonstration. So I had to change my route and went on an adventure, discovering new tiny little side streets. That's what we can do today. The off-the-rights, I don't know about you, but that kind of thing happens to me all the time when I go abroad. You can pick up some amazing facts when you travel. Some of my favorite facts about each place are collected at the end of this book. The other thing you'll learn from this very helpful book is that it is indeed a small world. You'll bump into some of the same characters time and again in cities all over the world. I hope you enjoy your visit to 12 of the world's greatest cities. Maybe I'll see you there sometime. Amsterdam. Look at the canals. We'll use our wooden Tachikawa pen. North is that direction. Valkenburger Straat, Waterlooplein, Magereburg, Amstel, Nevedalen, Clovenius, Burgval. Don't know if I'm pronouncing this exactly right. Neumarkt, Koninklijk Palace, Nieuwekerk, Anne Frankhuis, Rathuisstad, Straat rather. Look at the canals, the Singel, Herrengericht, or is it Gericht, Herrengericht, Blumenmarkt, Heiligebeek, Königsplein. There's bicycles that have come into contact with each other, collided. There's lots of little barges on the canals. There's a lorry, another bicycle, someone on roller skates or rollerblades. This looks like either some kind of demonstration or advertisement or carnival procession. Stadthausmusiktheater. Oh, somebody's fallen in the canal and they're throwing them a ring, life ring. And there, someone's left their fishbowl, and these fish are doing on the bridge, or why this Eskimo is fishing in the street. You can see all the flowers. Someone building a brick wall across the street next to a giant, what looks like piece of cheese. Another fish on top of something resembling a building, perhaps. And the ducks following a man. A giant fish diving into the street. A bulldozer knocking buildings down. All kinds of untoward things happening in the street. Dog, yo-yo. And a seal balancing on a ball. And maybe a cat getting into the fallen over garbage bin. Let's see, where shall we go next? From Amsterdam to Bangkok. Maybe we should use our brush to clear away the boats. We see a fish and a duck. What is on these boats? There's a kiosk. Some people are cooking on their boats. The market. All the food and boats and people. Next destination, Beijing. Archery pavilion. 9 dragons square. Screen. Even I'm getting so relaxed, I'm not reading the words properly. Look at all of these tiny courtyards. Reminds me of when we did Marco Polo's journey in the Maze book. The beautiful gardens, the Imperial Garden, and the dragon there. And the panda bear. And Diamond Gate. there's a real dragon and one that looks like maybe it's got people in it for a festival. Hong Yi Pavilion. Xie Gate. Tourists taking pictures. Look at this beautiful little house. It's almost like lots of little summer houses. And either a water feature or someone's built something out of this big urn. There's some more of those urns there. Look at all the tiny courtyards and gates. Oh, and the barrels of fireworks. Next is Berlin. Where I used to live. Die Perle an der Spree. Let's use the wooden pen. There's the Siegessäule. And the Tiergarten. Look at all of the wonderful things that happen in the Tiergarten. And I think I might have mentioned in another video that they'd taken all of the beautiful gas lights, one example from each of Germany's most beautiful cities, and set them up along a pathway in the Tiergarten before they eliminated gas lighting and went to electric. And you can see all of these beautiful examples of wrought iron gas lights that used to light up the cities in Germany. Spreeweg, so there's the river Spree. Lutherbrücke, Lüneburger Straße. There's the S-Bahn that goes to Friedrichstraße. The Brandenburger Tor, the Brandenburg Gate with the quadriga. Hebertstraße, Kemperplatz, Lennestraße, Potsdamer Straße. There's a ship. And looks like we're missing Unterden Linden, which is to the east of this, which is centering on the Tiergarten. It's a beautiful, beautiful green area in Berlin. And there's the zoo. And the Tiergartenstraße. Someone painting and balancing and running away from swans. Someone building a fire with a picnic. And an elephant sitting next to the Hofjägerallee. And the Landwehrkanal. Stauffenberger Straße. Gedenkstätte. Pendlerblock. And we're also missing can see all of the interesting things happening in the deer garden. I don't know what that might be. Is it a record player? Maybe. It's a loose tiger. An animal next to another bin that's fallen over. A beehive. A whale. A giant beer mug. A man on a hammock over the street. A glider. A giant pig. It probably should be a bull, wild bull, but it's pink. Someone having a barbecue. Sculling. A ghost. Playing a drum. Balloons. Like Mr. Fredrickson in Up. And the Siegersäule that was built from the metal of the melted down French cannon after the war in 1871, the Franco-Prussian War, and the golden winged victory on top. Very interesting landmark and a huge roundabout for traffic, and the Schloss Bellevue. Where shall we go next? Delhi. I think the streets are very crowded here. Look at that. We might need a brush to clean it up. There's a cow drinking from the fountain. Some dogs and what looks to be a dog there and a tiger climbing up the lamppost. Look at these Brahma cattle. This one has a hat. They're very interesting. Horns and bumps on their shoulder. Look at all the market stalls. Carpet salesman. And his cart of fruit has lost a wheel and spilling all over the street. We see more fruit and spices. A cat and another cat. And someone directing traffic. as well as a truck, a lorry full of fish that's emptied its contents on the road, a donkey, and someone in Roman costume, ice cream salesman, a shoe, an accordion player. Someone has had a painting crash over his head next to a fountain, and someone else has stacked all of these casks in the middle of the road. The Piazza di Santa Trinita, arch, bottles of wine. Not sure what's happening here. Did that used to be a motorbike? Whatever it is, it's in pieces now. There's pizza and a snail. Perhaps he's coming to eat the pizza. And there's a Renaissance procession and love. Piazza della Repubblica, people in the cafes. Look at the animals here. Some sheep and what looks like a cat with its hair standing. Opera. A musician. More painting. The fountains and something else I'm not sure of there. Looks like a giant prawn and a plate of something, some food, and a penguin on an iceberg in the river, an archer in the river, and some really funny life rings, red and white, animal shaped, with two baby life rings following them. The gardens, chopping wood, all kinds of things going on there. What will we see in London? There's the Thames, the London Eye, some pelicans near St. James Park, Green Park, Buckingham Palace, the carriage there. Covent Garden with a performance going on. Regent Street with another traffic mishap and a man in a large bird suit. More elephants. Bobby. A pram that's headed to the Baby Walk in Kensington Gardens. The Serpentine in Hyde Park. Peter Pan statue School. Brompton Road, Knightsbridge. Where does the map take us next? Madrid. Calle de Alcalá. Calle Conde de Aranda. The ship there, the Paseo de Colombia. The bulls, the Plaza de Maestrovilla. Look at all of these things going on in the Parque de Retiro. He's running away from the bees. It's a giraffe. Painter. Octopus and a snail. And the babies are getting away from the nanny. The beavers cut down the trees with a saw. What's going on? The balloon has landed in the Puerta de Alcalá. We have another stray bull and a cardinal next to the museum with what looks like a conquistador, and the lamppost is bent. Another cart accident. Flamenco. And look at this beautiful fountain, Plaza de Bellis. Lots of mayhem going on there. Oh, it looks like there's also a banana peel. And a rabbit. And a squirrel. And a snake. And someone with a kayak or a canoe. All kinds of untoward things happening as this ship is firing on the tree. And an opera singer. So from Madrid to Paris. And there we start with garlic and snails. I don't know what kind of animals those are. There's the Place de la Concorde, and they've got a Concorde plane. And there's some goats. I don't know what they're doing there either. Louvre there. And Paris wouldn't be complete without a French poodle and the Seine flowing through it. A line there, fishing. Penguin on an iceberg again. Another lorry accident. An aviator. Could be Antoine de Saint-Exupéry or Blériot. Eiffel Tower. Bulldozer and a chef chasing a frog. And I don't know why someone's sitting in a pot there. I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like someone possibly in a bathing costume with a snorkel. Leave that there. There's a giant dog there. Cujo. Wine, of course. Baguettes. And the Champs-Élysées. Arc de Triomphe. San Francisco. We can see all the cars. Some are trying to change lanes, some have had collisions or dumped their cargo. There's more fishing going on. Mariachi band. Pigs. Painting the bridge. And an igloo. A snowman. Motorcycle. And on to Sydney. The Botanic Gardens. There's Government House. The Opera House. Farm Cove. Mrs. Macquarie's chair. This comes into Rose Bay, Double Bay, Woolloomooloo, all out that direction. Macquarie Wall, one of Australia's first governors. Australia's first farm. Scorpion, Centipede, Conservatory of Music. We're missing the Prince Albert statue there. There's a funny snake and a lizard. Skateboard. Peacocks. Herbarium. Go all along the coast, and there are the green and yellow Sydney ferries going to Circular Quay out that way. And on to Tokyo. Well, if we're in Japan, we'll use our Tachikawa wooden pen. There's Tokyo Station. And the bullet train. Moped accident. Parachutist. Sake. Giant spider. That's horrible. Ugh. Sumo wrestler. Maybe he can step on it. Robot dog. Lantern procession. Hippiabori. Imperial Palace Plaza. Uchibori-dori. Cherry blossoms. Imperial Palace. Ginza shopping region. Another accident. Van. And a samurai. There are all the things to spot. Amsterdam, most of the city is 2 to 5 meters below sea level. Bangkok, city was once known as the Venice of the East. London, when on duty, the guards at Buckingham Palace are not allowed to dock or move. Their enormous hats weigh nearly 1.5 pounds. At approximately 600 meters above sea level, or 2,000 feet, Madrid is the highest capital in Europe. The two main ingredients used in the construction of the walls of the Forbidden City were rice and egg white. Berlin had to be almost completely rebuilt after World War II, and more construction was required after the fall of the wall in 1989. In the heat of summer, the Eiffel Tower can grow up to 15 centimeters due to metal expansion. More than 40 workers are kept constantly busy sandblasting and repairing the Golden Gate Bridge. They use approximately 19,000 liters of paint every year. There is an old saying that whoever founds a new city at Delhi will lose it, and history has proved this to be true. Present-day Delhi is on the ruins of 7 ancient cities. Addresses in Florence are identified not just by numbers but by colours as well. The idea for the distinctive curves of the Sydney Opera House was born while the architect was peeling an orange. The Ginza-Yongkome Road crossing at the center of Japan's most prestigious shopping district is one of the busiest in the world. And there's our penguin, who liked to be on icebergs. It's been a pleasure to get lost with you, my friend. Are you nice and relaxed? Be good to yourself. Get pleasantly lost in your dreams. On sort